Hospital. For over 40 years, I have navigated the world of business and served in God's vineyard while facing today's challenge of maintaining integrity and staying true to my faith. I bring my decades of experience to assist you become more productive at work, succeed in your business while keeping your integrity and getting you home unscathed by the decays of the marketplace.
Who is this?
Whether you trade on Wall Street,
Who is this?
perhaps you just do business on the street.
The model has changed. Nobody does this anymore, man. Are we on? Oh, we're on. Oh, well, the model hasn't changed. Don't worry, the model is still good. the model is fine. Don't worry, people are. It's okay. It's okay.
With critical focus on the Nigerian economy, we see the bigger picture. Business Express on Smooth 98.1.
Studio. Lagos, it's time for us to talk business inside the world of Business Express with Rotus. Good morning, guys.
Good morning, Valentine. Good morning, Lagos City. How are you guys doing? Hope
very well.
Staying dry.
Fantastic. Yes. How are you, madam?
Good morning. I'm very well.
Titilayo of Afri investors with us today in the studio.
Welcome, welcome.
Yes.
Lagos, join the conversation live by sending a message to Twitter at Smooth91FM. Use the hashtag BusinessExpress91, or alternatively, send a message to WhatsApp. The number is 0809-444-0981.
Thank you, Valentine. So the stock market did not care about the Q1 GDP figures. Neither did the stock market care about the MPC outcome, because for the fourth day in a row, negative territory, 0.4%, 40,249 points yesterday. So far this year, we're up by just 5.2%. 19 stocks gained in value, 33 of them declined. The Keja Hotel was our top gainer yesterday, 9.7%. Eterna PLC was the top loser, 8.6% in the opposite direction. Foreign exchange was still at 362 naira to the dollar. And speaking of foreign exchange, Titilayo, we had some tweets from our dear central bank.
Yeah.
They were tweeting some details on the currency swap. Should I even say details? What did they tell us yesterday in their tweets? So what were they saying?
So yesterday, the central bank tweeted that the settlement banks for the currency swap deal had been selected, and so they were Standard Chartered Bank and Stanbic IBTC.
Okay.
Also, they stated that more information on the deal would be provided next week.
So we
are hoping for to see more information on the deal next week.
And of course, one of the details that we're hoping to get, of course, is the exchange rates between the naira and one, amongst other things. Yeah. Don't you just love how the central bank, they announce these things and then the framework comes later on?
But hopefully we expect to get enough information, so detailed information next week, because it's a really good development.
Yeah.
I mean, imports will be cheaper, the pressure on the dollar will decrease, and so it would actually help. It has positive sides to it.
Yeah.
Also, in terms of liquidity, there will be the renminbi liquidity in Nigeria, and also China would have naira liquidity. I mean, transactions between the two countries will be faster and more transparent. So we are really looking forward to getting more details on the deal.
You're sounding like that broadcast I shared with you yesterday. Lagos, I don't know if you guys seen this broadcast that's been running around on WhatsApp. I think I decided we should try and address these things every now and then just to temper down expectations. I shared it with you.
Yeah.
They actually got whoever sent that thing, and somebody shared it in my group. I think I've seen it in 2 or 3 groups now. They're saying the exchange rate is 47 naira to 1 won. Of course, we don't have these details. Yes. So just I don't know if you get that broadcast, or just don't believe anything until the central bank has actually given us official details on that. Okay, so moving on from the one swap, the MPC outcome yesterday. Yeah. So what happened? No change, Abby?
So they maintained status quo. So yesterday, they agreed to maintain the monetary policy rate at 14%, the CRR at 22.5, and liquidity ratio at 30%.
Yeah.
So the governor stated that this decision was on the back of concerns surrounding the 2018 budget. So there might be a possibility of late release, which might actually affect inflationary pressure. So of course, towards the end of the year, say 3rd quarter and 4th quarter, we expect to see inflationary pressures, increased spendings, and so the CBN had to look at all these factors. Also, there was the argument on the loosening policy and tightening policy.
My favorite argument. My favorite. Yes, let's get into that.
So we had to be cautious. So for
Tightening. Yes,
so,
let's start with tightening,
for
raising the rates.
of course, it will lead to a reduction in aggregate demand, higher borrowing costs, and say the CBN decides to reduce the MPR, for instance, this would negatively affect some parts of the economy. Say for fixed income, for instance, reducing the MPR would negatively affect the yields in the fixed income market.
Okay.
And of course, we have threats to our economy. So taking the United States economy, for instance, it's been growing. They recently released their sales data, retail sales data, which was positive for last month. And so they pose a threat to emerging and frontier economies. So we having lower yields in treasury might actually affect the
capital flight.
Capital flight. So we might see more outflows in terms of capital. And so I think for now the decision was and was in line with our expectations.
I get that. Okay, but a number of us out there have been pushing for Valentine, I hear that people from the CBN listen to this show.
Yes,
so
they do.
If you're on the Monetary Policy Committee, we'd like to come on Business Express. We would love to have this discussion with you.
We'll welcome you.
We really will, because Titilayo, borrowing costs need to come down. Right, and aggregate demand needs to be stimulated. I get it. Look at Egypt. We're talking downstairs. When Egypt cut rates, they didn't care about inflation. Inflation went to like 30%. But anyway, it is what it is. Yes.
Benga says so. Rates remain at 14%. Like Tupac says, there are no changes.
Benga, you're my guy. Put in some hip hop. That's how you make finance interesting for people, including pop culture.
Somebody asked the question yesterday. Frank, he comes back to remind us of this. He says, "Hi guys, on money market, what's the direction of FPI considering the rising interest rates in the US? 10% USA Treasury bills over 3%. What are your expectations going forward?"
I mean, Titilayo just mentioned that right now.
The 10-year Treasury, the yields have increased to about 3.1%, and so it poses as a threat to emerging and frontier markets. And so keeping the rate stable at least would help our
entice them to keep their funds here.
It's going to entice investors to keep their funds within the country.
All right. Okay. Awesome. Let's see now. Shall we move to agriculture?
Yeah.
Yes, let's move to agriculture. One of my favorite economists, Nonso Obikili, I always make it a point to read his stuff here. Is agriculture the future of employment? I doubt so. This is him, and I'll tweet this. I think I tweeted it yesterday. You guys should read this this piece. Titi, what did you think about this article where he says, for a number of reasons, he doesn't think that agriculture in Nigeria, I mean, based on the government's focus on it and everything, he doesn't think it's the future of employment.
Interesting piece. So he stated a number of factors. Particularly, he stated the fact that for states in Nigeria that depend on agriculture, the unemployment rate is actually falling. However, their poverty rate is increasing. So he stated Katsina, for instance, a larger population actually involved in agriculture, making the unemployment rate fall. However, the poverty is their poverty level is actually gradually also rising. So in terms of income generation, his argument is that agriculture is not profitable, and so it's not the way out. Of course, it's quite interesting, and it just points to the fact that a lot still has to be done in the agricultural sector. We can't deny the fact that it's a viable tool to revamp Nigeria economy. I mean, we've been having this diversification argument for a while now, but a lot still has to be done. We need heavy investment in that sector to stimulate growth, research, development. We need a lot of things to be in place, so structures has to be in place. His piece is very interesting. I understand his concerns. Of course, while unemployment rate is falling, the poverty rate is also a metric that needs to be accounted for and looked at. So quite valid. I enjoyed reading the piece.
You guys should, you guys should definitely check that. He also mentioned mechanized farming and how the fact that with more technology introduced to agriculture, there are less people working because the machines are taking over a number of these things. So if we go in that direction, that's another thing to look at. All right, let's see now. Shall we? Okay, inflation. One of the popular discount houses in the country has said that they don't see a single-digit inflation rate happening in Nigeria this year. Do you concur? Where is Afri Invest on
Yes,
inflation for the year?
so at Afri Invest, our outlook for the year is 10.2%.
Okay.
Yes, so currently inflation is about 12.5%. And as I mentioned earlier, we tend to see inflationary pressures towards the end of the year. So
Yes.
increased spendings, of course, as elections approach.
Yes, elections are coming up. That's
elections
right.
approach. So yes, we agree. We don't think currently that inflation would reach single digits by the end of the year. Of course, it's going to be sticky at about 10.2%. That's our outlook for the year.
Kufra here says First Bank was also included. Actually, that's Steady Hands. Says First Bank.
I like his name, Steady Hands. That's what the MPC was trying to do with the rates.
Kufra wanted to know what you think about the iInvest app. Sorry, it's besides what you're talking about. But
okay, well, we'll talk about that Tech Friday. That's the Tech Friday thing. We'll look at some of these apps out there. They do help. They do help as far as keeping up with what's going on with the market.
And Benga wants to know how we're going to be cautious with our monetary policy. That's the only way to address the issue of inflation.
Benga, you and I, we see eye to eye. Right? So, what are we going to do?
Asojore Maker has a question. So now, hello Rotus. Now I'm scared of the Nigerian effects gradually settling into the currency swap deal. For goodness sake, two of the countries, 2 years to sign. It took them 2 years to sign a deal. If CBN is just working on the framework, what exactly have they been doing all this while, and what the dull banks proposed to the banks in China? On the MPC, I feel that the MPR is still okay to maintain, but central banks subsequently should adjust this policy direction going forward. Our major issue is that this government has shown a little or no seriousness in the fiscal policy direction. Thank God our budget has been passed.
The Rainmaker, Steady Hands, Rainmaker, such interesting names we have here. Guys, I appreciate your messages coming into the show. Again, your messages drive this program. We appreciate the interaction. Titilayo of Afri Invest, that's all we can take for today. Somebody asked me on air about buying UBA stock. For like a week, I've been trying to address this thing and time keeps running out. Maybe we'll hop into that. But real quick, it's a hold or buy,
yes? Our recommendation is a hold.
Okay, for now. But then we'll get into that maybe next week. Titilayo, thank you so much for joining us. Titilayo of Afri Invest. You guys, thanks for your messages. Valentine.
It's amazing the amount of influence you guys wield in the business world.
Hey, we love it.
That's what we're about. It's smooth.
Yes.
Coming up next at the top of the hour, frankly speaking, we Muyiwa Falabi, and then after that, 7:30 is time for Freshly Pressed. Excellent.
Excellent. 98.1.
You were solid. It's her first time by herself.